Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again in Designing Futures interview series. These series is about empowering the next gen architects through innovative architecture and urban design. My name is Architect Christine Villarman from the United Architects of the Philippines Singapore chapter. And this series is in preparation for World Architecture Day event that will happen on the 19th of October. We'll be interviewing trailblazers and leaders in the field of architecture and urban design. And we'd like to present to you Architect Eva Huang. Maybe you can give us a background, Architect Eva, on yourself.
Yeah, thanks. It's an honor to be interviewed and give some insight and for you and yes, especially like young architects. And just like a brief introduction of myself, and I'm Eva Huang, and I'm an urban design director in AECOM Hong Kong, and I'm leading a small urban design studio around 20-ish and here, and I'm practicing urban design and in South Asia, mainland China, and Hong Kong. And actually, I have the master's degree on architecture, so I actually advocated as an architect. And later on, I have my second degree and in city planning. That's how I end up practicing urban design. It's a kind of a mix of architecture and planning. Yep.
Yeah, very interesting. So you're both an architect and an urban designer in practice. Okay, amazing. So now, we know that you're in Hong Kong. You're based there, and you're leading the AECOM Hong Kong Urban Design Studio. What are we're in Singapore. This is our Singapore chapter. We just want to see what are the trends and what's happening right now in Hong Kong in terms of urban design. Maybe not just in Hong Kong, but also in China as well, and within the region.
Well, I think that it's a very interesting because in Singapore and Hong Kong is very similar, and we are both in quite small cities and very limited territory. Like in terms of urban design and city planning, there's not the strength, the problems we are facing is actually similar. That we focus on public space and placemaking and mixed-use development, and for more vibrant neighborhoods, and of course, and TOD. And every development is like a TOD and have to be public transportation accessible. And then we all very concerned about the environment. So we have this trend as a nature-based solution, or we call it another name is ecology-oriented design. Like similar to TOD, we call it EOD. Yeah, and this is trying to integrate the nature into the urban spaces. Now, I think in Hong Kong and China and the mainland, and we have the new trends and for sustainability and resilient design and adapt to the climate change issues. And it's global issues and quite a lot of issues, especially the sea level rising and all the cities and next to the ocean that would face that problem. And also the ESG is now being the trend to apply for every project. And also the technology, the technical, the digital tools and the AI tools, and creating a smart city technology to improve our planning and urban design, and also the architecture design, the building design, have to be more efficient and livable. And now you know that the market condition in China, there were less new town planning in PRC and mainland. But I think that there will be a lot of opportunity in South Asia. And there's a booming market for new towns. And now in Hong Kong and China, we also focus on urban renewal project. And then we're fixing our urban spaces and also trying to improve the environment. I think that this is what I see, the new trends in terms of the urban design.
Wow, you summarized the trends in 2 minutes. That's amazing. That's amazing. And something interesting, we know sometimes in the news there's a lot of flooding as well. The rivers are overflowing. That also happens in the Philippines, sometimes in Singapore. So you did mention about climate change. How do you think urban designers, urban planners can help cities adapt to climate change?
Well, I think that we can do a lot. And also, like in the practices I'm working on the new towns and the northern metropolis in Hong Kong, we are implementing the green infrastructure, like I said, and the nature-based solutions. And starting from that, and we also starting the first layer we are looking at is the blue-green system, like the rivers and the channels and the wetlands and of course and the urban forest and the biosphere sector, then to combining the biosystem with the urban development system. And then of course and flooding, and as you said, it's a very major issues. And every year in Hong Kong they will have an updated standard. So I think that we need to look at the work with the engineers and closely, and to avoid the flood issue, and then to see then how the water can absorb and how the water goes and through the natural system and also the infrastructure system. I think that both are very important to avoid and to provide safety for people. And of course, and encouraging the energy efficient buildings, and very important for the architects, and also the using the renewable energy adoption, and also promoting the pedestrian first environment, and to avoid and to generate less car trips, and to make it the cities more sustainable, so as to cut down the not only the carbon but also the imported carbons and happening and during the trips and that generate when we constructed the environment. So I think that a lot of these measures, and we all need to incorporate in Hong Kong, that we have this overall system we call the carbon neutrality strategies. So all these items were listed and become the report and for all the new town developments, and we have to prove. And when we do the new town, and we are able to achieve carbon neutral.
Oh, amazing. So we want to understand more. We're a bit curious. Of course, there's a difference between, like in terms of community engagement. How does community engagement happen? Like, what is the process, and even government in terms of policies? How do we like? What's your advice for like young architects on how to work closely with communities and government bodies?
Yeah, I think that's also very important because we, no matter like designers, planners, and architects, and we actually is a facilitator. We are not the really user that we're going to use the environment that we built. So I think that first I need to position right and be humble, and we always remember we will facilitate the users and the community there to comfortably live and use the space. And I think that for Hong Kong, I would suggest like when starting, we could conduct a community survey to truly understand what they need and identify their truly demands and the items that they need, and also establish the neighborhood planning committee if this is a chance, and then to truly understand their requirements, and not we require the space to be, but we provide the space for them. And then when do the planning and the design, of course, and conducting the participation design workshop and surround whenever possible. And I actually have the education in California, and in California, and this community engagement is very important. Otherwise, then you get sued or you can't project forward. So I think that it's very important to get the community and shaping the scheme together. So then it's easier to reach the agreement, to agree on your proposals and your screens and your built environment. And then I think that when implementing and trying to get more of the local authorities or local firms, for example, if you want to make a public space, and why not like invite the local artists and the local organizer to build together the space. And then I think that people will like the space more when they're doing it together, and it's part of their contributions. And also the some space, and we don't have to build or to the end. Allow some flexibility for the true user to finish and on their own needs and by time. And then I think that last, and then I think that think of the revisit or review and invite the community and the users and to go and then visit the space and then provide improvement comments. And so we had the last chance to make the space better. I think that that's my suggestions.
Nice. Would you have any, like, what's your most, like, maybe just share a story of one of your projects that is most memorable that went through this process or like really made a difference? You can share some insights.
Well, I think that I have an experience, and one is the project we thought, and it's like a very neighborhood, very small scale, and it's like a revitalize the unused space. Like it's like almost like a channel infrastructure leftover space, and then we want to, and that's in California, and they want to convert it into a public park. So we invite the local community and to go, and they are not designers, but they can name what they need. Like they can drew, like, and we drew the space and on site for them. So it's like, okay, we post it here. It's like, oh, this is a bench and they need. Oh, this is like some trees and they want to improve, and this is a garden. So I think that we really do the design together on site. So I think that that's a very good process for me, and also like instead of like doing the design in school and studio, like just sit there on the table under the aircon, and I think that that's a very valuable design process for me, and I would like to have that more. And the other one is that in Hong Kong we have this like very strict public engagement. We saw the PE process and on every new project, but you will hear many voices. So, and some, like especially the green group, because in the new town development, it's actually converted the green spaces into built environment, and then no matter what you do, and you are actually cutting down and reducing the green space. So that's why there's a lot of opposite like voices and like against the development side. I think this is also a very good experience, and you need to learn different voices. Not every voice is you can't make everyone happy. Like this is the truth, but I think that we need to try to make balance, and then we try to do something and also favor some party for different interests. This is the some like interesting sharing.
Very interesting. So an architect's not just the one doing the drawing, but also the convincing and the buy-in to our communities. Right? Very interesting. And you're an architect and an urban designer. We also want to encourage a lot of our young architects to take part in urban design. Like, what can you say to our young architects to encourage them about this? Seeing both spectrums. Yeah.
Sure. I like to work with talent young professionals, and doesn't matter then what background they are. I think that the young people always bring up some very new, fresh ideas, and I think that sometimes having too much and experiences might be a barrier for you to think out of the box. I would say like first, and I said that before, like position yourself as a facilitator and not the master of the space. And so, and then for the young professionals, I think that as I said to my team members, I think that first, like you are always working on the design and on strengthen your professional field, because this is the tools and the ability to help the community, because you are the designer and they're not. And I think that there's no end to design, so never stop learning and practicing your design skill, and trying to use this talent to help the community and to get their spaces they want and to live comfortably. And also there's no perfection in quality, so always demand yourself to reach the high quality and the standard, and you want to provide the best and space for the community. And of course, and during this process, be patient and persistent, because an improvement of your skill set or your ability often take times, and it will get it without notice and in some day. And then also for young professionals, and besides the technical part, and communication and leadership is also important, especially who wants it to work with the community. I think communication is very, very important, and be humbled, and also then to speak their languages and learn to balance the community desires and with the technical feasibilities. And because you are the professional, you know that how to transfer and convert it, the demand of the local community into a technical drawings and into all this infrastructure, and then the built environment, and develop strong communication and facilitation skill. It's in work with the community how to get there what they really need, because sometimes the people say I want this, and actually he didn't mean it. Our client often doesn't know what they truly want. We have to read their mind and to establish the good environment that they really desire. And the last but not least, and be open and to all the voices. As I said, then there is some opposite against voice, but I think that be open, listen to everyone, and trying to find a way, and then we move forward.
Great insights. Great insights. It's about listening. It's about being a facilitator, not the master or the one who will bring that. Like, I think this will really inspire our young architects to pursue, even pursue like urban design, and of course, how to be involved with the community as well. Thank you so much, Architect Eva, for your time. We know you're very busy. It's really inspiring, and also not just inspiring young architects, but also like everyone, and knowing about what that side of Hong Kong, how you guys do urban design, like from Singapore. It's a very interesting insights, and we are really thankful for the opportunity to interview you and really hear words of wisdom from your end.
Great, and nice to hear that, and also welcome for all the young and talent professionals and to come to visit Hong Kong and also work in Hong Kong. And feel free and to drop by me anytime.
They heard that, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you all, and have a nice day.